Hey, welcome to Grandpa and the Smart Arrows. And boy, do we got smart arrows. Hey, let's see. Don't take anything Grandpa says as financial advice. I'm not a financial planner. And if you would, like, share, and subscribe. And we're going to talk a little bit about NVDA today here, too. But first, Grandpa's got to do Tesla. So this was Friday's trade. And we're going to talk about where Tesla's going to open. Where does Grandpa think it's going to open on Monday? Well, I think we're currently just under 221, probably 220, 80, 90, somewhere in there. And I think we're going to gap down and open under 219 in the high 218 area. This is where I think we will open at the 9:30 Eastern time. So we will see. Um, as far as Tesla, this next week, I think we're gonna. We had higher volume on higher prices on Friday, but only by a million shares. We're still running well under. I think we had 81 million volume, and the average is 90.5. We're still running well under the average, and we have been for quite a while now. Although it did pick up a little bit. So I think Tesla is going to this next week consolidate. And by consolidate, I mean I think it's going to run in a fairly tight range sideways for probably a week, maybe two, uh, before she snaps like a rubber band and goes one way or the other. Consensus is probably that it's going to snap up. I do not know. And but I'm expecting choppy trade in. I'm expecting it to trade, and I think we've got some good $7, $8, $10, $12 moves in a day. I think we're going to back off and get some $5 from high to low. I'm talking the range from high to low. $5, $6, $7, maybe even some $4 ranges, which makes it tougher to trade, tougher to, especially with Grandpa's arrows. And the tighter the range, the harder it is to pick up a good run. So we had a golden cross here on Friday. Day before we had a death cross in Tesla. So and it was a monster. But this was a good golden cross here, and so not bad at all. I'm gonna show you a little bit about NVIDIA. Where do I think before I do that? Um, the range of Tesla this next week. I think we might probably top out around that, just right around absolute top of 227. I don't think it's going to close up there, but for the most part, I think we're going to run between 212 and 222 in a $10 range, and somewhere in between. For Monday, I think they're going to struggle to push us back down to 214, maybe 212, and probably just running 215, 214 to 221, 224 area type of deal is really what I'm thinking we're going to be looking at. But nobody knows except these arrows. These arrows on Monday morning, if you get the direction right in the beginning of the day or prior to the beginning of the day, which is nice, you have an opportunity to pick up $7-8 sometimes with Tesla. If it moves that far, if it only moves $5 or $4, that's what you get, But I'm gonna talk a little bit about NVIDIA. Now, I know they're a chip maker. I'm not no NVIDIA expert. And here again, we're looking at Friday. It just about looks like Tesla's chart. And here is their death cross. Or not death cross, golden cross. I'm sorry. I've gone back in time and looked at NVIDIA to some degree today, and they respond really, really well to the smart arrows, which is important. They're very responsive to Grandpa's smart arrows in this 5-minute chart, but they're also very responsive to the golden cross and the death cross in the 5-minute chart. So, and what I like about a golden cross or a death cross is you can literally see it coming. You got the yellow 200 moving average and the 50 moving average. And when that 50 moving average comes up through the bottom side, you're looking at a golden cross. And you can literally pretty much see it coming. Plus, you got the arrow back here, the buy arrow. I put some arrows on NVIDIA. Now, NVIDIA, I believe, is currently, let's look where they're trading. We'll get back to right where they're at. They're up around 129.41. Now, what kind of worries Grandpa about NVIDIA, and I don't know a lot about it, but I believe their all-time high is only like $11 more than that. And that would tend to, I'm going to go back in time here a little bit. Here we have a high of 131. We're just about on that again. Just a few days back. And she went down just like Tesla did on this day. Took a huge dive. Easy day to make money with that, with the arrows. So it went from 131 just in this one run down to 124. So $5, it's a much less expensive stock than Tesla currently. This was the day that I didn't like in Tesla, and it's even worse in NVIDIA. But it does have a golden cross, and this golden cross played out for a pretty substantial amount in NVIDIA. Let's see, we have 227, and it topped out at just about 230, which is almost a $3 golden cross in NVIDIA, which on a day like this is pretty. A day like this, arrows, my reverse engulfing method and my arrows, they're great, but on a day like this, they're about all you could do is play a 1 minute candle and get in and out, in and out, in and out, because that's all it's doing, because if you start playing this in a 5 minute candle or 5 minute arrow chart or 5 minute engulfing chart, reverse engulfing, you're just going to get massacred. Even in a 2 minute, this would be really tough. It'll be tough in a 1 minute. It's sideways, when she goes sideways in a small range, or indecision candle after indecision candle, that makes for a tough game. But thank goodness not every day is like that. So NVIDIA, good news is they respond very well to the arrows. Work great on NVIDIA. And I think the high was like 141.09 all-time high. So I mean, we're so close to the all-time high. I'm the range. We're up near the high part of the range. I don't. I'd be very cautious about going overboard, going up at this point, because we have potential to come down substantially. And this thing's got good movement. I like that. NVIDIA's got good movement. Let's go back over to Tesla. Oh, and on Monday I might take and I'm going to show you. I think I'm going to show you a monthly chart. And this is a mess. Oh, by the way, the dominant trend now currently is down. It's going down. This white line right here goes back just about 3 years, and in order to have the dominant trend up, which we did have for a day or two back, a couple days, was you got to have the daily, the weekly, and the monthly all in a buy signal, and we don't have that currently. The daily is a sell signal in Tesla currently. But I wanted to point out these wicks. This line right here, we're on this line right now. We bounced off of it on Friday. Okay, we're just underneath this line at, I think, 221 or 222 is the line. I'll show you in a little bit. But look at the wick on this monthly candle. The only thing that went through when it went up to 271 was that wick. Look at the wick here. You know, it drove us up to 232 area, and this is an indecision candle, and it's not. It'll probably end up being that way, but and don't worry about all these arrows. They're bled over from the 5-minute chart arrows. So let's look at the weekly. So we do have a buy signal in the weekly, but it's coming off of a complete indecision candle. And truthfully, this candle could have just as easily have been green, almost as red. So I'm not real excited about this buy signal in the weekly. And here again, if you can make it out through all my crazy arrows, the wick on this thing is the only thing that goes up through this trend line coming down from 3 years ago. She's having a real battle at that trend line. We'll look at the daily real quick. Here's the daily. Okay, this is a sell signal. Big green candle. Body of the next one's engulfed into it. Red candle, red candle. We are going down in the daily. So we do not have the dominant trend. Now this thing can push a wick through, obviously. Okay, but it has a real hard time pushing a body through. It did it in the daily for just a little bit. So this line right here, right at 221 area, is really a battle zone. She is a battle zone. There's no doubt about that. Grandpa's got to get his kennel straightened out. I'm back on the 5-minute chart. So I guess I could try show you a 4-hour chart. With my candles all over it, it makes such a mess. We have a buy signal in Tesla in the 4-hour, okay? But look at the battle up here on this trend line. It's, I'm thinking up around right here in this area where the 200 moving average is, just about 226, maybe 227. We probably see sometime in the near future. I want to go back, see if we got more battle. Look at here again, the battle right along this trend line, battle after battle after battle at that place. So yeah, and we're underneath it. She's gonna come up here around the 222 and fight it out, I suppose. 222.20. But so that's all I know about that. And once in a while, tomorrow, I'll probably take and switch over to NVDA. I'll try to see to it that the arrows are functioning on it and stuff like that. We'll see how it goes. If I have any interest in people wanting to see arrows on NVIDIA and the reverse engulfing system and the golden cross and the death cross in NVIDIA, because I'll tell you what, it makes golden crosses and death crosses in the 5-minute chart just about as good as Tesla. So I was surprised by that. You'd think those two stocks were running at the hip lately, the way they've been reacting. Okay, we'll talk to you maybe a little bit tomorrow. Look for an open under 219, choppy action, and just be patient when you're trading. Watch for the arrows. I'll be starting 9:15 a.m. on Monday and going at least until 11:15 a.m.